Alrighty, guys, we should be live. So, welcome to Archa Cafe.
How you guys doing?
Stacy, what's up, everyone? Crispy, what's up, family? Arca Soldier, hey, fam. Chris, hey, hey. Andy, hey, hey, peeps from MJ. Yeah, we got quite a few people in here. So, sorry about the delay, guys. We were just running into some issues and getting going tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, gotta love it. Gotta love it. So, another big week for Arca. I think we have updates almost daily coming from the announcement group.
I'm looking right now. Yeah. Almost all the way up to today. Almost daily updates.
I wish I could make this bigger, but it just does not. Hold on, let's try something real quick.
How you doing, Ultra? How you doing, Crypto Marco?
Holy cow. Okay, that should be a little bit more legible. That is almost blinding to me. All right, so let's get back up to the updates from, see, there's a 24th, 23rd, 21st that came out right before. So yeah, starting on November 22nd, the Epic One update, actions pending community poll. So meeting with Michael's development team occur as needed as they work within the initial phases of the project. Right now, they are creating the sitemap and UX, or the user interface design, for all 7 of Michael's core components. It is very exciting to see the Epic take shape. Unfortunately, we have a very real need to protect what we are building as it is being built. And that's with anything in the IT field, especially something so powerful with what's going on here. Let's see, where was I at? I hope the community understands that public disclosure of certain information can have negative impacts on what we are building. And that is so true. Give me 1 second. My wife just texted me. She's like, hey, watch your screen. Problem is, I can't watch both at the same time. Let's see here. What I would like to do here is something not yet done in crypto. From what I know, and yet another way to demonstrate what Archangel is all about. So let's see. The one thing about that announcement, that has already come and gone. The community had voted this down to where that they were going to invite community members that would sign an NDA or non-disclosure agreement to come check out the project, come follow up with some of the meetings going on. But it went to a vote and the community shot it down, said it was too risky. And you know what? They're exactly right. So, say, do you got it pulled up on your screen too, or?
Yeah, I'm trying to size it so I can still see everything just fine. That's why I'm
You're fine. Oh, says, what up, boys? Shadrach, good evening. Crispy initializing artificial intelligence bot series JUnit 03 1128 Cafe Dialogue. Well, thank you, sir. Caesar, Caesar, how do you pronounce your name? That is something I have to ask. I'm always afraid I'm saying it wrong. Do you know Antonio?
No idea. I was gonna say I'd rather him.
I know, right?
Well, because like the things like as well as like there'd be people that could do Caesar. There's people that do Cesar, like all just different pronunciations. So I let them tell me, that way I know.
He says just like that, Cesar. Hey, Archangel token, what's going on? Hold on. Oh, if I got to pull that up. But let's see here. We'll continue on. I don't know if you can see, Antonio, what I got pulled. If you have the StreamYards thing pulled up on screen, can you read from that if you want?
A little. It's like a little blurry, but I think it should be okay. Let me do this real quick.
No problem.
There we go. That's better.
Okay, now if it quits scrolling on me, I'd be okay. All right, I just got to pull up. Oh, hold on 1 second. That's the bad thing about screen share. Okay, floor is all yours.
Alrighty, so on November 23rd was posted the staking pool release is be timed to coincide with pretty big events happening within our project. We are still working through the various options and details, but I can report that the staking pool is currently being tested by Ed and the staking pool development team. And I gotta say, this was what, Tuesday? I think it was. Am I right? Tuesday?
I think so.
Tuesday, yeah. And it was like Wednesday. Ed posted the picture of the staking pool and what it was going to look like the screen when you go and stake it. And I gotta say, that picture looks really nice. That screenshot is really cool. If you haven't looked at that picture and you get the opportunity to be able to scroll all the way back up there, it's not. I was going to say it's not a bad picture to look at. I would say.
Sorry, which one were you talking about? My apologies. I had to reply back to that message there.
No, you're good. The staking pool, the picture Ed posted, I think Wednesday or Thursday night. It was.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. For the staking, it looked really cool. I liked it. It was definitely really interesting and really nice design.
Dude, I know. And it just shows the progress that's being made within that. Like they're testing a user interface against it right now. They're testing the back end, the framework of it, the architecture, and then also, a little bit of UI or UX. Let's see here. For every bad pronunciation, I'll be charging 2 million Arca tokens. Oh, crap. I'll go broke before then, probably. Then boss it is then. I like that. So, okay, yeah, about where did you leave off there, man? Let's see.
Let me see. Being tested by Ed. Well, we can just start over. I said by Ed and I got to the staking pool development team. So there you go. You can go ahead now, Caddy.
Yep. To put the timing of our staking pool in perspective, again, still testing various options and capabilities. But here's an idea of how it could work. Number one, the staking pool will be released and open for Arca staking, assessed from the Archangel website. Number two, the staking period will remain open for 7 days and will then be locked for the duration of the staking period. Duration is still not determined. Let's see. Number three, within the first week of the pool opening, we will deposit, and I hope everyone's ready for this. They will deposit 150 trillion Arca tokens into that pool. This will be the single largest deposit of Arca tokens into our pool ever. That will be the most that will ever see that staking pool at one given time. Let's see. Cesar says, "Hey Joe, when he didn't realize that was listening, hanging out, working on the review for the Michael sitemap still." Ooh.
Basically, what we mean is that the AI it's messing up. We had an error. That's why he's not on the screen today. For some reason, the script was not really coinciding, and the coding just messed up. So no Joe AI tonight.
He went incognito. It was everywhere. So yeah, but the 150 trillion tokens going initially into that staking pool. I'll tell you what, me being an Arca holder, you bet your butt I'm getting into that one. That's something you can't miss. And it'll never be that large of one deposit from Arca ever again. The first staking period will expire. Let's see here. The number 5, open season starts when the staking period expires, and open season will last for a set number of days, allowing new people to enter the pool and those who would like to exit. We are still exploring options by allowing stakers to unstake whenever they want, but there is likely going to be a fee to break out of a staking when not in open season. And that is common amongst many staking pools. There is usually a penalty if they are time sensitive or time locked, that there is a penalty to undo that early. Let's see. Crispy says reflections on that'll be incredible. Yeah. Let's see. Breakout staking. So number 6, the second staking period will commence, and at some point during the second staking period, they will deposit an additional 100 trillion Arca tokens into the pool. This represents the second largest deposit of Arca tokens into that pool, and we will never see another deposit like this size again. So we're going to have that 150 trillion, and then a little bit later we're going to have that 100 trillion. And oh man, I'm telling you, and in 2 to 3 years, Arca tokens are going to be so sparse, and I think it's not even going to take that long.
Yeah, definitely. That 100 trillion is going to be is going to be worth a lot right there.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see here, and then number 7, the second staking period will end, and open season will commence. Open season ends, and the third staking period will commence. After that. So now Joe goes on to say, now, family, this is not a race here, but we're going to see what projects launches first and becomes the first project to contribute to our ecosystem reward, or the distribution of value. God, I had a brain fart for a second. I was looking at DOV and about like saying developer, something like that, but no, it's the distribution of value. Let's see here. Joe says, or hold on, we're missing a couple questions, it looks like. So are epics going to be ERC20 tokens also? Like, is Michael an ERC20 with different features as Arca? So, the one thing that's the goal of that ecosystem of the epics, other projects, is if we wanted that staking pool to be able to accept tokens across many different blockchains. We like to see it, with Binance Smart Chain, Polygon. So that way, that's where a little revolutionizing comes into play. A little evolution to your traditional staking pools. So let's see here. Joe says, yes, only 840 trillion tokens on Uniswap. So putting 150 trillion in and then 100 trillion a few weeks later is going to be a major incentive to get exposure to those contributions. He's right. That's going to be insane.
Definitely. Right. Yeah.
So, and then MJ drops, what is the rate of return on staking? So how the rate of return works in any staking pool is it's the percentage of the pool that you hold. So the staking pool is going to receive that 150 trillion tokens. And just for math's sake, we're going to say there's 150 people in that staking pool that all put 1 trillion tokens in. Each person would receive 1% of that pool. Now, if you have one person that put 10 trillion in, they would receive more percentage because they have more staked into the pool. Do you want to try to explain that one too, Antonio?
I think the best way to describe it is how much of the staking pool your tokens will be taking up, I guess, in a way, because then, like you said, how we have 100 trillion and it'd be like however much percent from that percent, that 150 will be, or percentage of that 150 be given to you. I would assume and I would think that we may have a limit, but I'm not entirely sure on how much tokens you can stake. But for me personally, I'm not going to stake all of them because I still want to get reflections, because obviously there still will be buying and selling. And with the staking coming in, I'm assuming there's going to be a lot more people coming in as well.
Oh, yeah.
And then once these projects can start getting themselves up off the ground and start getting into the staking pool and start contributing, same thing as well. I could see reflections going up a lot.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? We have a volunteer that wants to come on with us tonight. I think Oaf wants to join us.
Sweet.
Hold up, buddy. I'll send you over an invite for it. Let's see. Joe says, works just like reflections. If there are 1,000 Arca tokens. Whoa. Okay. You seen that too?
Yeah. All of a sudden just jumped up.
Yeah. 1,000 Arca tokens in the pool. And if you have 100 of them, then you own 10% of that staking pool. And you'll receive 10% of the rewards that enter that pool. Let's see. See, Kevin says, get in there, Oaf. All right, I'm working on it. He's waiting on me.
Okay, and then Dean, on what you're saying, that you're thinking we should create an epic based on either GPU/CPU mining. I mean, that's something maybe the community could look into. If we could put it up with a vote for an epic.
Wait, who's talking about mining? Because that's
Dean Papas.
Dude, that how ironic is that? Based off of mine and your conversations today.
Definitely, man. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
I'm trying to see it
Um,
here.
yeah, I totally missed that one. Sorry, Dean. I think around GPU CPU mining, it all, and I think what's going to play a big factor too is when ETH 2.0 comes live. What direction is mining going to be heading for profitability?
Definitely. Yeah.
Let's see.
So
I
again,
see.
like I said, it could be something that the community will look into. Obviously, that's gonna be further down the road, and so we'll just see how basically the cards are dealt to us. We'll go from there.
Yeah. And it's just funny. The reason why I was saying that earlier is because me and you both was talking about mining earlier today. And it's not a conversation that comes up on a daily basis. And we got Ofen. You ready there, sir? I think so.
Let me see.
What is
Howdy,
going
howdy.
on, sir?
Have I made it?
You are
Have
here.
I made it?
Welcome.
How you
Hello.
doing, Oaf? Nice to see you on.
Let me get all set up. My goodness, I'm all out of
Oh,
sorts. I had to rebuild this office this past week, and it's been an adventure.
I feel you. By the way, I love the chair. I can see the green in the background.
Oh man, it is very comfortable. It is a definite improvement over the chair-shaped pile of rocks that I've been using for the past year. So definitely much better. I got 2 monitors. I don't know which one to look at. So
Dude,
we're
that's
gonna
the
have to work
struggle.
this out together.
Yes. Welcome to rebuilding offices. It's not fun.
Oh man, yeah, I got a new job, and I have to. I had to upgrade my office because it was nice, but it wasn't something that I could like work out of comfortably. And
Yeah.
now it's something I can work out of comfortably.
I know what you mean.
So I'm stoked about that.
Heck yeah.
Let's get back into talking about this. I'll sit here quietly and watch you guys in silent judgment.
Hey, you know what? If somebody else wants to take this over for a minute, I'm a screen hog, and I'll admit I'm bad about that.
This is your channel, man. This is your
It's all
channel.
of our channels. All of them.
Does it say Ophi in the channel name? Let me check.
Oh no, but I will say one
Oh.
thing. I don't know what happened to Mr. Aslan yet tonight. I'm sure he'll pop in a little later, but we are streaming to my channel, to Quester's channel, and to Mr. Aslan's channel.
Okay.
So let's see here.
Let's see what questions did we miss?
Oh, let me get back into the regular comments.
I know it can get away from you. Let's see. So staking pool rewards for the ecosystem are delivered in those native tokens. A small amount of Arca will also be added to each staking period based on the Arca transaction taxes. Yes. And you know what? That for some reason confused the heck out of me. I was thinking it was 2% of the 14 that went to that the dedication of the MS wallet was for. I guess it was all 14% of the 2% reflections that come to that wallet. So that's huge. So that means that no matter what, you're going to get a little bit of Arca reflections in the staking pool as well.
And MJ brought up a really good point that I didn't think about. More people staking also means less people getting those 2% reflections.
Mm-hmm.
So there's incentive on both sides.
Exactly. So yeah, on the flip side of the coin, if you're not in the staking pool, or the tokens that you have out are going to receive more reflections because there's less coins in circulation at that point.
It just depends on how much of an ape you want to be. Like you just want to be like a straight up Arca ape and get nothing else but Arca, or do you want to diversify and just get as much exposure to the ecosystem as possible? Just depends on who you are,
Right.
Let's see. So we're still from November 23rd. There was still a little bit more to cover on that one. So we'll wrap up this day real quick. Epic One has 3 independent tokens being released in this order. So Michael token, 5-member development team started last week on Project X. Michael's second core component with independent functionality within the ecosystem. A 6-member development team started last week, Project Z. Michael's 5th core component with independent functionality within the ecosystem. Now, and not only do we have the 2 components of Michael that's going to be its own token in development, we also got Project A, which is the first external project, and development has already commenced on that as well. So will Michael beat Alpha? Don't know. It's not a race to deploy. They will launch when they are ready. But it is very safe to say that we will have 4 tokens with our ecosystem by May. Guys, we were shooting for what? Was it 1 to 2 we were thinking between March to May? And now we're sitting at 4?
For
Yeah.
now. For now.
For now.
Now, yeah. Because Joe was like, yeah, we got an external project, and like 5 hours later was like, yeah, we got a second one that was on the phone, and then like 2 days later he's like, yeah, so I just reached like 2 more projects reached out. We're gonna be having meetings within the next like 3 days. We're like, all right, wow.
Yes. MJ says he wants to hear about Project Alpha. Oh, you know what? I cannot disclose or talk about that here. If you want to find out about Project Alpha, you got to be in the Telegram. You know, if and when it gets discussed in there.
Right.
So
and this is.
I got
I can tell you one thing about it. And that is, it is a project that is being worked on.
Ain't that the truth?
It is a project that is happening.
Yes.
So take that to the bank. All right. You don't spend that all in one place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I love the nice little soft shell of, hey, who's going to be there first? And so which one will Michael beat Alpha? We don't know. It's not a race to deploy, but they will launch when they are ready. But it is very safe to say about the 4 tokens in the ecosystem by May. That is huge. So additionally,
you're welcome, MJ. I'm sorry.
Well, thanks. Thanks for disclosing it, Caddy. Yeah. So additionally,
you know,
yeah, I got to say enough without getting my butt in trouble. So let's see. Additionally, we are vetting 2 additional external projects. One tonight at 7 p.m. with the project management team in Denver, and another this weekend, a project originating from members within our own community. Now, of course, we will do our absolute best to keep everyone informed of all the progress as it occurs. To say we have a lot going on is an understatement, and it is not going to slow down anytime soon. Guys, that was just from November 23rd. So, you know, on that day, it was announced that we'll have 4 tokens within May in our ecosystem. That components of Michael versus Project Alpha. Who's going to win? Yeah.
Who's going to win? Everybody who holds Arca.
Oh, yeah.
That's who's going to win.
You know, there was a question. I think I seen, where was it? Right here. Yeah, that Stephen Todd was asking about Michael contributions 2%, Project X 2%, Z 2%, and Project Alpha contributes 1%. All at the start. All at the start of their project. So when their tokens go live, they're not all going to be live at one time, but as soon as they go live, that's when they'll contribute to the staking pool.
And I think just in case this is what you were asking, if you're saying that they're contributing 2% of their total supply at the start, no. It's going to be 2% of transactions. I mean, there may be some projects that come in down the road that are like, hey, we want to throw in a certain amount of our total supply at the beginning. But based on my understanding, the majority of the fees that we're going to be getting are going to be transaction based. So it's going to be 2% of the transactions that happen with that token.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
MJ, you're splitting hairs. Okay, you're splitting hairs. Hold Arca versus Stake Arca. We're not having this fight. Okay.
Both of them will be winning because they have Arca.
Yeah, and you know, to each their own strategy on that, because I'll tell you, I have my own of how I'm going to go about it. But I'm telling you, the game changer to me is with the 150 trillion drop of Arca, along with 100 trillion drop of Arca. Yeah, this is not
be as greedy
financial
as
advice.
possible, man. I'm going to be as greedy as possible. I mean,
yeah, this is not financial advice by any means. This is just, you know, my investment strategy. I'm going to do what I'm calling a rolling ratio. When those open seasons come, I'm going to reassess where I'm at and see if I need to stake more Arca or pour more out to take advantage of the reflections from Arca and take advantage of the tokens within the staking pool. So, you know, to each their own strategy of how they want to do
Alpha is doing their own Genesis deposit. I remember there was one project that was doing that. I couldn't remember which one it was, but apparently it's Alpha. and they're going to be doing 1% of their total supply in addition to their 1% transaction rewards, which is insane.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good setup.
That is. And and congrats to Project Alpha being the first one within the ecosystem. And
yeah, for sure.
Definitely, yeah.
That's a good question, actually, Shadrach. Can we stake the new coins?
That is something that hasn't been discussed yet. We keep talking about Arca being the contributor to the staking, to be what gets you in the staking pool. That's a very good point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we're gonna, let's say we have someone, like, let's have Joe or somebody answer that, and while that is on hold, there we go.
Yep.
So we actually
hypothetically, if somebody in the community wanted to mastermind something like an Arca swap or something that maybe could come down the road, there would have to be a member of the community that would be interested enough to bring that to the table. So if any of you out there are interested in maybe helping to develop an Arca swap, then maybe we can stake these tokens in the future. Something to think about.
And take that voice seriously right there.
Take it real serious.
So we had a question from Archa Soldier. He says, are there requirements for external products such as doxing, lock liquidity, etc.? So, how would I be able to see this?
My understanding is that we're not going to be telling the projects what to do.
No.
Right.
Now,
we're going to be giving them the supplies. Well, not the supplies, basically giving them the guidance that they need, along with. So obviously these questions are going to be asked, right?
Mm-hmm.
And our job is to give them the information they need to make the right choice, right? Yep. And the right choice is going to be different depending on the project, right? So if they're doing something that is particularly innovative, or changing things that have not been changed before that other people might be resistant to, then they're not going to want to dox, right? Just to protect their own identity and safety. And we have to be somewhat understanding of that. And we can't view an undoxed team immediately under a negative light.
Yeah. And, in my opinion, being doxed is overrated and leads a false narrative. Many people's perception of what dox means, it's unfortunate. Because, there is that safety and the security aspect of the team member or the development person. It's not just them. It's you're exposing wife, kids, family, everything. Now, in certain projects, it is required to be doxed, depending on the utility of that token. If it's being used for security purposes or in the financial sector directly between fiat and crypto, then yes, there needs to be doxed and businesses formed around that, that project.
Something else to think about is, okay, so no matter what, Arca is the filter for every single one of these projects, right? So even if they're not doxed, they were vetted. They have been vetted. They have been talked to. Their motivations have been completely exposed. We have gone into in-depth conversations with them about what they're doing, what their plan is, how they plan on getting there, all of that. So even if they're not doxed, and I don't know how common or uncommon that's going to be. This is all very new. But even if they're not doxed, they have been thoroughly vetted by a project that you trust to make that decision.
Exactly.
And that... Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Antonio. My bad.
There'll be a team that will be going through and making sure that any tokens that want to come into the ecosystem, that they are going to be legit and they're not going to be trying any scams or anything. So right there, I don't really feel, this is my personal opinion as well as probably how they're going to feel as well. The dev team or even the kind of the top guys of that project may not even feel the need to be doxed because they have already been verified by a project such as Archangel, and so they don't need that extra necessary step.
Something else to think about too.
That can just be, that's already been taken care of by someone else, by some other team that's been able to verify that they are legit and that they won't do anything bad.
And if there's a little bit of concern in your brain, right, that okay, they're being vetted, but to what extent? How good is the vetting? Think about it like this: if they're not vetted thoroughly, one investor loses what they've invested in Arca or invested in this new token. However, the damage to Arca's reputation after that would destroy everything. So Arca is not about to put itself in a position where that is a possibility. They're going to do every single thing they can to ensure that these projects are legitimate and that the people running them do not have ulterior motives.
Right. There's going to be that authentication process. There's going to be certain fundamentals and ground rules to be eligible to become part of the ecosystem.
Yep.
It's not, I don't want to say it's a free for all. Everyone is welcome, but there's going to be that vetting process.
Yeah.
And, you know,
I was going to say, it's taking the necessary steps to make sure that the ecosystem stays safe and that the reputation is still there. You know, we're not going to just because this token came out and they want to come in, we're just not going to let them in willy-nilly. You know, that's not how we're not going to do that kind of thing. We're not that way.
And Joe said a second ago, locked LP will be required with a minimum of 1 year. Reflections to the Arca staking pool will be required, and an audit within 90 days after launch will be required. Those are 3 massive things.
Definitely, yeah.
Locking LP means they can't pull, right?
Yep.
They can't pull. Reflections to the Arca staking pool. They know how to create a contract that actually knows how to do something, and they are showing a legitimate dedication to what they promised and what we stand for. And then the audit within 90 days, you're calling them out. You're saying, hey, let's see if you know what you're doing. And you got 90 days to prove it.
Yep. Show us.
Right. So again, you know, it's crypto, man. So there's always going to be that nerve factor. But in all honesty, looking at this as objectively as I can, within this ecosystem, the need for nerves has gone down significantly. It takes a lot of the work out of finding new projects with cool ideas to invest in.
Yeah. Because, you know, not only do they get that safety net of authentication, you know, to make sure the project's valid, they're also getting the resources needed to help it succeed. You know, that's why 90% of tokens, you know, that if I don't know the exact ratio, I'm going to say approximately 95% don't make it through the first year. And whether it's lack of capital, lack of resources, lack of a development team,
they didn't have Inu in their name,
or baby, or oh my god, I hate even talking about those. But yeah. So that authentication process, though, that's what makes it very unique, and that's what's going to bring the substance and longevity to the ecosystem. It's going to become that trusted platform. It's going to take that guessing game out of, hey, am I in an Inu token that's going to fail, or am I in a legit project, real purpose that has the backing of an accredited team?
Right.
So I'll be honest, when I first got into Arca, and I've told Joe this too, when I first got into Arca, my thoughts were, it's a cool idea, but can a community really run a token? Can it really happen? Can you take that chaos, that entropy, and organize it in a way that it is reliable and punctual and functional?
Mm-hmm.
And never before have I eaten so much of my foot, because within the shortest period of time imaginable, they're already doing so many of the things that they hadn't even considered doing for the first 6 to 9 months, right? And it's because of the power of the community. So I mentioned some stuff a couple of days ago in the Telegram because we were seeing a little bit of FUD, a little bit of nerves. But I want you guys to remember that what Arca is doing, and not trying to do, actively doing, is something that nobody else has done.
Mm-hmm.
No one else has done this.
Yeah.
And what blows my mind every day is that nobody is.
Yeah.
Nobody thought to do this. And it's such a good idea. That's why no matter how many people go into that chat and start getting nervous and start arguing with each other, I look at that and I'm not worried.
No.
Because never before have I seen an idea that is such a good idea and so comprehensively covered.
Yeah. And, you know, and they forget that it's only, you know, approximately 11 weeks old. You know, people come in with the mindset that, oh, you've had to be here for 9 months or a year to be making the progress that you've made.
Yeah.
You know, and so not only are we dealing with this, you know, the aggressive movement of the project, in the 11 weeks, we have that. Plus, we still have the volatility as a new project, as a microcap, as a young project.
Yep.
So we definitely have some odds that are fighting against us, but the way the project's moving forward, the way the communities came together, the team, what they're doing, and everybody in between, it's amazing. And that, like you said, I can go to sleep at night. I don't have to worry.
So I don't know if you've ever seen a video of a car driving down a really, really bumpy road, right? Really, really bumpy road. The faster you go, the less you feel the bumps, right? This is kind of what we're experiencing right now, right? So we have a relatively low volume, so we're feeling it. We're feeling those bumps.
Yep.
As things ramp up, once we get this contract migrated, once we get the staking pool set up, once we start getting these tokens in, we're speeding up. We're not going to feel those bumps anymore.
And the sad thing is, we're already sped up. This is just going to rock the world. Once we get there,
we're going 65. We're gunning it to about 300 here in a little while.
Oh,
it's a crypto autobahn, baby.
You know it. Let's see. Boy, the chat got quiet there.
Just wanted to hear us talk real quick.
Yeah. I tried to reach out to Mr. Oslin, but hopefully everything's all right in his neck of the woods. I know that they run into a lot of power issues on that side because he's halfway around the world from us.
Right.
Hey, what time is it for him?
6 a.m. I think.
7 in the morning for him.
7.
It's like 6:42 or 6:41 right now, I think.
10 weeks today. Don't steal a week from me.
Oh man, let's see. So like I said, there was so many announcements, and that was just really early on in the week there.
Yeah, and like what Steven just said, like if they're in the Arca ecosystem, it's going to be the safest it can be. That will be huge, definitely. Yeah, like we've said before, and like I'm going to say again, this whole ecosystem, the way things are going to be going, it's going to be huge. It's going to be a game changer. It's going to be definitely, the world's going to feel it, and crypto's going to feel it.
Here is what I think is the most valuable thing about Archangel. What is the one thing that every single cryptocurrency, except for maybe Bitcoin, lacks? Oh, wait.
What every single cryptocurrency except for Bitcoin lacks?
Maybe Bitcoin. Maybe.
You got me right now.
Trust.
Oh, yeah.
What we're doing is we are setting
huge.
up an ecosystem based on trust. We will be the first token that someone can come into and trust that we are there to provide them with reputable projects. Trust does not exist in the cryptocurrency space, and trust is what we're building.
Yeah, that's the one.
You want to talk value? We got a monopoly on trust. You can't beat that.
Yeah, the ground roots, around here, that's what brought this community together. Just tired of the bull crap.
You better be careful. You better be careful, man.
We're family friendly, bro.
I'll kick you out of your own call.
And I just get passionate about that topic, and that's the one thing about it, because it's ruined the taste for so many people that there's so many dollars that could be in crypto that has left and will never look back. And it's the scams, the schemes, the lack of education, the lack of an easy access platform to be able to get that step ahead, to get that knowledge in where you feel comfortable doing what you're doing. Because I don't know about you, I know I've made a couple bad moves, wrong turns along the way, and I always thought that if this would have been the average person, they would have left and not looked back.
Yeah.
And that's not good for crypto overall because it has its place.
Yeah, right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, wouldn't you just, again, objectively, it makes logical sense. Again, looking at this from an outside perspective, it makes logical sense to involve yourself in a project that is doing everything it can to absolve you of as much risk as possible.
Right.
What we're doing is we're trying to create a safe and established platform where people can come in and they can invest in a much less stressful environment,
Right.
Yeah.
and have a much lower chance of losing their investment to, you know, some dude who drew a picture of a dog somewhere,
Yeah.
you know?
So, like Joe dropped this comment, he said that we're going to be as picky and cautious about projects in that ecosystem. That's why we're here building the first 3 ourselves. And the first external project is being managed by one of our primary investors. What better way to learn these processes than heading them on firsthand, and to have this as that foundation to work with is incredible.
Definitely. Yeah.
Let's see.
So those are the reasons I'm excited, man. These are the things that, like, I always jump in a chat and I try to be optimistic and try to, like, diffuse situations if they come up. But this is my logic. This is my reasoning behind it. And it's not that I'm like emotional, Arca do no wrong. It's logical to me. It makes logical sense that this will be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And they're proving it. It's not been all talk. They're showing us. They're building it. It's happening. And the power of a community, you hear that about a lot of projects. It's a community driven too. I know Oaf and Quester, like me and Oaf, we've been in a couple other projects before as investors, and that's actually how we met. Just acquaintances that way. And I'm telling you, and they claim to be community driven, this and that. Nothing holds the bar to what Arca's doing. Arca is like
their community driving. They drive their communities.
Yeah.
Their community doesn't drive them.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's the difference. That's the night and day here.
Diffusing is becoming a full-time job. Man, give it time. Give it time, dude. Give it time. I'm telling you.
It's going to be 24/7.
Before too long, man, nobody in there is going to be fudding anything.
No, because Kava, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing this wrong.
You only have one chance. Get it right.
The person that we have blessed on our screen right now.
Yeah.
Problem is that people. Yeah, just saying that problem is that people don't look in the long term. That's a harsh reality with a lot of with crypto investors. They have their own processes, and there's a thing called diamond hands and a thing called paper hands.
Yep.
And you get a mix of both. With those paper hands, the ones that are chart traders, they're not fundamental traders. That's the big 2 keys. So you're going to have that group that don't know the long term of the project, and you're going to have that group that truly understands what's happening and the morals that's going on behind Arca, and the community that's actually looking at those long-term fundamentals. It's huge. A majority of the active people in that Telegram understand what Arca is trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't get me wrong. We do got people that come in, pop up the chart every now and then, but
Right.
So that's an important thing too, right? So we already have some fairly large investors that are in it for the long term, right?
Mhm.
So a large number of large investors have already invested. So you're not going to get much movement out of that, right? Because those sales are already done. And the day traders, right? A lot of them haven't even heard of us yet, right? So there's not going to be a lot of activity there. But you know what you get out of the day traders later? FOMO.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God, you get FOMO.
And to
right?
think.
So the second that they start figuring out what we're doing, the second it is common to hear Arca brought up in a conversation is when you start seeing that FOMO. And as soon as that FOMO kicks in, bam, we're taking off.
Oh, yeah. And it's going to happen. It's not the question of if, it's a question of when.
MJ, in order to benefit from alpha, you do have to stake your Arca. In order to get some of that alpha, you have to be in that staking pool.
Yeah. And, and with me, my investment strategy, I'm actually going to take some of my Arca. I'm going to stake it. I'm going to hold some back. And I'm also building up my ETH to buy some of Epic A or Project X, Project Z, or External Project A. You know why? Because I'm already getting some of their tokens. And with them being within the Arca community, I personally, and this is my belief, I know there's some level of safety net with that project. It would not have came in and be considered feasible if it wasn't feasible.
And you're a really good example of what I'm saying. So because you trust Arca, you trust these projects.
Exactly.
And that is getting you to buy the project.
Yep.
Yep.
If
Trust.
if the
But yeah.
support if the support goes to these epics and to the other projects of what I've seen happen within Archangel, there's no doubt in my mind.
Right.
The support that Archangel has from its development team and the progress, the aggressiveness, the community forefront with them, how they prioritize that. Like, I've tried to find the bad. I'm that person. I've tried to find the bad, and dang
dude, I was looking for it since day one.
Yeah, it's just, you know.
Sometimes I wake up mad because I'm like,
dang it.
Too much good.
There's got to be something.
There's got to be something. And then I wake up 5,000.
I can't find it because every 5 minutes, Joe is telling you what he had for breakfast that day to the most finite detail. Okay,
I know. When that man gets the chance to have breakfast,
he's telling you literally every single thing that is going on with this project that does not give away
he's giving
priceless details.
Yeah. They're not giving away none of that sensitive information that could jeopardize any progress, but they are giving us everything that they can.
Find me one other project, man. Find me one other project that does that.
I know. I know.
And this is why trust is what we're selling. Regardless of the structure of the ecosystem, regardless of the staking pool, regardless of any of that, what we're selling is trust.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what Joe puts out on the table every day. It's what the team puts out on the table every single day.
Yeah.
Is they demonstrate every day that we can trust them. When somebody comes in and they start fighting, sometimes we kick them a little bit sooner than I would. Okay.
Yeah.
But we always go back into the chat, even after they leave, and show them exactly what we're doing in response to that FUD.
Exactly. And
who does that?
And here's the thing. This is my honest opinion. If we didn't have that FUD coming in, I'd be worried. That means we're not rattling cages, that, no one's picturing Arca. In my eyes, Arca is getting known as a force to be reckoned with. It's still early on. We've always said, just watch.
We were making Mononoke pretty nervous the other day. We were making them pretty nervous, so that felt good.
Right.
Yeah, and to each their own. To each other communities with their own strategies. Their tactics with other communities is just the same tactics as trading.
KB, you're about to get banned. You're about to get banned saying stuff like that. Are you kidding me?
KB.
As long as it's an ecosystem, it's fine.
Yeah, it's the last comment.
Yeah, let's see.
No, it's okay, Oaf, because as long as it has utility and it's in the ecosystem, it'll be safe.
Yeah,
you don't have to kick them for that.
True.
The other news, I'm sorry, you're gonna get one warning and then kicked.
Mm-hmm. So, to benefit from Alpha, do I have to stake in as long as I own Arca, because I have not yet decided on stake? Okay, hold on, I gotta read that again.
I already answered it. He's already
okay. Sorry, I was trying to catch back up there. For some reason, it wasn't scrolling for me. So yeah. Oh man, let's see. Some of the, there's still many more announcements from over the week here.
Joe, he was asking if in order to get Alpha, he has to stake Arca, or does he get Alpha for holding Arca outside of the staking pool? We already got him. He knows. He knows what he has to do.
Because say good. At least I'm with Joe. It took me a minute to read that. So, what was some of the other things that we had going on this week? We had the poll launch for Epic 3 vote, which the initial vote has come and gone, and now we are on the second tier vote to finalize which will become Epic 3.
Caddy, your camera's glitching a bit.
It's probably my graphics card. I've been trying to get some things updated. Again, office tweaks. So give me 1 second here. Let me see if I can see what's going on. At least y'all can still hear me.
I'm trying to pick up where you may have gotten off.
I left off, I think it was November 24th is where I stopped at. Well, let's see. Since my camera's not working at the moment, see, Caesar says, "Fut." See, I just messed up. I owe him $2 million now.
Antonio, can we get give me a mic check real quick?
It got real quiet for him.
Yeah, it's real quiet.
Yeah, I'm messing with the settings. Is that better?
Yep, there it is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better.
I was gonna say I'm messing with the settings right now.
Yeah, you upset Caesar. You upset Caesar. So I wanted to get that handled.
Don't worry, my beautiful voice.
Sorry about that, Caesar.
Yes.
You deserve the best, okay? You deserve the best, and we're going to make sure you get it, Caesar.
Definitely. Along with the 2 million Archa.
Never again.
Lots of awesome progress this week. Yes.
Yes.
I know.
Definitely.
And
what do you mean this week?
I know. It's every week.
What do you mean?
For the past 10 weeks, he means
Yeah.
it's been awesome progress.
You know, actually, I got to say 13 weeks. On August 27th, I think it was, is when the project was conceived, when this group came together. So I'm sure Joe and Caesar or someone in there can correct me, but I believe it was August 27th.
We had about a month before the project released.
And that was September 19th. I thought it was 3 weeks
so
before.
It was about, yeah, I was going to say, so about mid-August. Yeah, because I actually joined the Telegram that day that everything happened. So
Oh, wow.
I was gonna say, yeah, I was like, when I say I was here since the beginning, I was here since the beginning of that.
I was going to say, that means you've been here longer than I have.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember seeing Rose introducing you, and I was like, oh, Crypto, okay, nice. And then I just kept going on, and then here we are.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh, Ophi, I know that guy too, for sure.
Well, I was gonna say, but then, like, you know, Caddy had told me, like, oh, yeah, this is a guy from another project I know. I was like, oh, cool. And then obviously Discord set up, so.
Also,
Yeah.
anybody who uses that Discord should thank Antonio. Antonio had to sacrifice so much, okay? In order to get those bots working, okay, that man had to be banned from that Discord over and over and over again. Okay.
I know.
You guys should have seen my DMs. They were just nothing but invites back into that server
Yep.
just to get.
We couldn't decide.
Out.
We couldn't decide. I couldn't make up my mind.
I know. And then, you know, I don't know if he's here tonight, but Ultra, I feel so bad for him because when Antonio wasn't available, you were unavailable. I had to use somebody as a guinea pig.
Yep.
And I did not know if you ban somebody who is a server booster, they lose their boost. Discord literally takes it away. Says nope.
I remember going
I know.
that night. I was scrolling through the conversation. I was like, "Uh-oh, that's not good."
Look, I felt so bad, but I got it. You know, again, Ultra has taken that Discord over, and he's been running with it. Like,
also, yeah, unintentional Discord plug. If you're more familiar with Discord than Telegram, or if you want to see what the other side is like, we have a Discord.
Yes,
check that out. I think the link is on the website.
The link should be on the website. It's also in the Telegram, and now there is a bridge from the Telegram to the Discord in its own channel, so that way.
That.
Yep, so they can keep up. That's what Ultra was doing, man. He's got that honed in. Nice little bridge in between, and functioning really well. Oh, Ed's here.
Where is Get That Bread? Where is Get That Bread?
Just to confirm, it is all the way at the down there with the rest of the socials and everything for you guys as well.
Awesome.
If you want to check it out.
Nice. You know, Ed, I don't know. She messaged me earlier, said that it's not usually her time, but then she's like, "We'll see." So, hey, it happens. It happens. I see. That's all you came for, Ed. Jeez.
He's not here for us anymore.
Was she supposed to come on?
Lambo either. That's the
community was trying to get her to earlier, and she just DM'd me earlier and said, "We'll see."
She's getting ready to join.
Maybe. I don't know.
That's what Caesar says.
She's showing on the Twitter is what she says.
Y'all gonna make her feel bad. Oh, wait, she's chilling on Twitter
She's
right
here.
now.
She's here.
She's got a good excuse.
Well, I mean, stop shilling on Twitter and start shilling on YouTube. Problem
Yeah.
solved. What do you think we're doing?
Well,
It's a coordinated shill, man.
and as time goes on, I'm going to be looking into something. I don't want to too prematurely talk about this, but the platform that we use for our streams right now for the Archa Cafe, I realize that there are some other features that might be available. I am going to see if we can't get this on a Facebook Live and on a Twitter deal simultaneously every weekend. It's something I got working. I can't vouch for it yet, but we will see what happens by next week.
Is it possible to do that? I know streaming on Twitch, you can't stream on other things at the same time. Like you can't cross stream.
Really?
Yeah, you can't do that with Twitch. I don't know. Can you do it across social media?
I know I can't. Yeah, that's one of the perks with we'll go and give a shout out to StreamYard because we pay for them, we use them, we utilize them. They're
not
great.
a sponsor.
Yeah, we are not sponsored. We're just a paid user. But yeah, they have where you can do Facebook. Oh gosh, you're gonna make me pull it up now.
Well, Facebook, MySpace, Zanga.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Yep, the main socials. And then
Yeah.
I know through my StreamYards I can do YouTube, Twitch, and one other at the same time. So I don't know how that works directly because I actually don't stream to Twitch.
Gotcha.
But it gives me
I know
the option.
Twitch is just really protective over anything that comes across their website. They're like, if you made it here, nobody else can touch it. So I don't know if Facebook's the same.
Yeah, I have no clue. Let's see.
That'd be really nice if we could get all YouTubes and Facebook in there as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Caesar says, Caddy DM tomorrow night. Awesome. And then Ed says, we were waiting for getting that bread. Why are we waiting? Why are we waiting? Hey, you know what?
I vote we just sit in silence until she gets in here.
Yeah. Here's the great thing.
Don't say anything. Just stare at the camera.
For once, Ed gets to give it instead of getting it. He gets to hear win this all the time. When are you going to do this? It's his turn to give it.
True. That's true.
Let's see. I saw some Schaufel comments on Telegram today. Any advice for new chillers like myself?
Yes. Very good question. I'm so glad you asked.
Yep.
First things first. Okay. If you want to tell people about Archangel and why they should invest in it, don't tell them what you think they want. Tell them what you've gotten. Tell them why you invested, because that is going to be far more impactful than trying to guess what it is that they want. Second, be succinct, be to the point, be authentic. I'm not really into it when people say it's like 100x token. No, very well could be. But if you imply that it's 100x token or you say that it's 100x token, what you're going to get is people that are coming in and only expecting to see a very quick profit. And then what's going to happen then is they're going to get upset because they didn't get what they were looking for. And then they're going to go out and tell people about this bad experience they had. So, tell them why you got in, what it's doing for you, and what you're excited about. Don't make them promises, period. Do not make them promises.
And to finish that off, only give information that you can verify.
Bam. Really important.
Yep.
Yes.
Really important.
So, don't.
The other thing I found that's really helpful as well, and I kind of use this to my own advantage. If you're in, let's say, Twitter, and let's say Shiba tweet something, mention something about their tweet, and then throw an Archangel in there. Because you're complimenting them, so their moderators, their admins, they're not going to kick you off of that, and then you get the exposure of everybody looking at that comment, maybe even liking it.
All right, so, I'm going to give a hot take. I think that's a terrible idea, right? And I've seen people talking about it and suggesting it, and I haven't said anything about it. But here's my opinion: take it or leave it. Take it with a grain of salt if you feel the need.
No, go for it. Yeah.
If somebody you haven't heard from in a long time hits you up, they send you a message, and they're like, "Hey, oh my God, how's it going?" Right? And you tell them all about it. You're like, "Oh my goodness, I'm so happy this person's here and cares." And then after you're done giving them your spiel, they say, "Oh, by the way, I need $500. Do they care how you're doing? Or did they just hit you up under the premise of it so they could get $500 from you?
Yeah, I was gonna say in that point, then like, yeah, you're just going to be. They're only coming in there just to get something from you.
Precisely.
Yeah.
So if you make one post, and you mention Arca in that first post, that is the impression that you're giving.
I was gonna say, so we can be more active. There we go. How about that? Does that sound better?
So be active, right? So basically, this is what it comes down to. If you have the free time and you have the desire, go into these communities, interact with them. What I've done before is I've gone in and seen what like the major concerns were, right? About whatever community they're in. If those are concerns that you don't have in Arca, talk about it. My advice would be don't just throw Arca into a conversation awkwardly. Let it come into it naturally. And as it comes into it naturally, it won't seem forced, and you can actually give a response to a situation that makes sense in the moment and doesn't leave people questioning why you brought it up in the first place. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then that as well, that would give more of a comfortable environment for not only for them, but also yourself to be able to, in case they have questions or they start bringing up things, you still feel, you don't feel like you're just in there real quick and you're like, well, I wasn't expecting this, so
yeah.
I see your point then. Yeah, definitely.
So that's kind of where I'm at. Like it sounds good on paper, man. It sounds really good on paper, but that's the feeling I get whenever somebody brings that up. Is I'm just like, man.
No. I was gonna say what you said is a good point. And that's I totally agree with that. Yeah. So let's do that. That works as well. That is helpful. So
I always look for ways that things can be interpreted the wrong way. I always look for that
because no doubt they will.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
So
KB says, what is the point of starting with 100 trillion and burning 45 and not starting with 55 trillion from the beginning?
Deflationary. You get that immediate deflationary exposure right out of the gate. And I know there's some other. I will say this.
Part of it is decimals. Part of it is decimals.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of these swaps that can only incorporate, or a lot of contracts, or I think actually it's the Ethereum blockchain that can only accommodate up to 9 decimals, right? So if you're dealing with that many, it's going to be difficult because Etherscan won't know what to do with it.
Right.
So it started, I want to say it started earlier this year, where that became like a whole thing that tokens started doing, where they're like, hey, we're going to burn half our supply immediately. Mm-hmm. But what that does essentially over time, especially if they're super deflationary, like the ones that have like 15% taxes, 20% taxes, over time, they're eating their entire supply. So nobody can buy and nobody wants to sell. Mm-hmm. So you basically have a dead token that's worth a whole lot of money, but it doesn't mean anything because nobody can buy it. Exactly. Yeah. So burning 45, you're not burning quite half. You still have it's 100 quad, right? Instead of 100 trillion. So you're burning a lot right off the bat, but you're leaving yourself with enough to maintain a viable token, especially with the taxes that we have and the transaction fees that we have. They're modest, right? So this will last for quite a while.
Yes.
Definitely. Great. Yeah. The other thing as well is I want to point out is like, if you say, let's say you have like, I don't know, what's a good terminology to use? So let's say like you have something, let's say paper is valuable. You have 10 pieces of paper and you burn like 6 now, or 4, I should say. You have 4 and people come in, they want to have that paper. Now there's a more limited supply. You're going to be worth more as well. That's the other kind of thing that could help as well. There's that helping make it more, give it that more jump start to value, but like to being more valuable.
But again, the sort of double edge to that is, okay, so you burn 4, right? Mm-hmm. So you have 6 people who are able to buy it, and then maybe the first person goes and buys all of 3 and 4. right?
Mhm.
So then your entire token is owned by 4 people, and nobody's selling, right? So yeah. So
Yeah, I was
burn
gonna say, like,
45
it's just
instead of
like
50 at launch, and put those 5% in exchange, marketing, staking, and charity budget instead of sending them into the abyss. Smart.
Yes. Nice. Hey, gentlemen, I am sorry. I'm probably going to have to cut off here for a couple minutes. As you can see, I'm still having a little technical issues. But
That is totally fine.
yes, I will be right back.
Appreciate
You all
it.
should be able to keep rolling with it.
awesome.
We'll see. We'll see.
And here we go.
Okay,
All right.
there we go. So we're still here. Good thing.
Seems so.
Yeah.
All right. So get that bread. Are you going to be joining? Are you still in here?
Hopefully she didn't leave us for Twitter again.
Are you avoiding your commitments? Get that bread? Give me 1 second here.
I was gonna say, let's give her a little bit there and see if she responds.
Joe, are you planning on hopping on tonight? Okay. So how can we get her in? She says to
We
put her
should be
in
able
coach.
to. Let me see. We should. There should be an option for us to be able to invite her.
Let's see. I do not have that option.
Uh-oh.
Okay, Crypto Caddy will do it.
Yeah,
right,
I was
thank-
gonna say, I
thank
think
God.
it may be something.
Thank
that-
God. I am inept. Absolutely inept.
And then there were 2. Yes.
Don't you worry. You will not have to stare at our mugs for very long. There will be 2 more mugs on here that you can stare at. Okay? I'm going to give you variety.
Definitely, right?
I'm trying to keep up with the Telegram too.
Nah, I get you. Let me see if there's anything in there that's.
That's cool. There's like a price tracking bot.
Yeah, I was about to point that out. I was gonna say, it looks like we got a new bot in here now too.
I see that.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Sorry, I got distracted. That's really cool. I'm gonna be looking at those all the time.
We got plenty of time to go mess with them.
And the GIF game in this group is strong. Okay, I don't know what it is with you people, but the images that you're able to pull out of nowhere to describe how you're feeling at any given moment is it's incredible and kind of worrying if I'm honest. It's kind of worrying, the fact that you guys can just pull them out like that, and I'm like, why do you have this? Why did you have this ready?
Okay, so he says to tell it, have us try /Archa. Let's see. Is it taking a second?
Is it a capital A? I guess it's got to be.
Oh, it is a capital A. Okay.
Sick.
Nice.
Bread.
Hi.
Hello. Welcome.
Oh, it is a capital A. Okay.
There we go.
Are you ready to share the spotlight?
Hi.
Welcome.
Who's watching the stream on their computer?
I'm gonna close Twitter. Hold on.
Kevin says we do love our GIFs. Yeah, that's definitely one thing for us.
Okay, I don't want to have this fight right now, but is it GIF or GIF? Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I say it. You know.
Does anybody know?
Sorry.
Oh, this is cool. I can see comments.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Sad Ranch. So the really nice thing, right, is that like we have a bot for all of the people, just in case we just want to bring one of them in. For
Yeah.
example, like the Joe bot's not working, but the get the bread bot is. So
I don't even exist. I've been computer generated. I don't know consciousness.
Hi guys.
I am only what they tell me to be.
All right. So who in our group is not a coffee drinker? Who was it the other day that said they hated coffee? Do you remember? Was it Shad?
I think Shad drinks coffee.
That's a hot take.
Tea. Where is it? There we go. Tea tonight. No coffee.
I mean, it is late, so like
I know.
coffee doesn't seem like the best option, unless you don't want to sleep.
Unless you're catty.
Unless you're catty.
And Caesar hates coffee. Those are strong words, Caesar.
Oh, it was Caesar who said it?
Those are strong words, man.
Caesar. So what's going on, guys?
Nothing, just chilling here tonight. Always says Sunday.
We were talking about shilling before. Opie, you were talking about shilling?
When am I not, honestly? Like, let's think about it. When am I not? It's like 90% of what I talk about.
I
I don't
think
know how I ended up being the shilling guy, you know?
I think you
happened.
stepped up for that one.
You always
Yeah, I
talk
guess
about
I have
it.
only myself to blame, you know?
That's right.
It is what it is.
I think we've seen an increase in Reddit posts and responses, and
I saw
that's
that.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that.
Because that
I
is a
have
different
been-
animal.
I apologize for my attendance here lately. I've been working a new job and putting my office back together. So
Okay.
been hectic. But I'll be back. Don't you worry about it. I'll be watching like a hawk from here on out.
Okay.
No, the Reddit thing worked out really well. Every single time we do that, it seems to work out well for us. And I'm not talking about like, oh, we got 13 buys that day. I'm talking like how many people in those comments were talking about us, how many conversations were started because of that. That's what matters. That's what matters later.
Yeah.
Because those are the people that when they hear about Arca for the first time down the road or for the second time, they're going to be like, oh my God. And they're going to be like, I need to get on that now. I should have done it back then. Right. So that's really good.
Yeah, I think to pick up on something you said before, and something I mentioned last week, everybody does it. I mean, we do it, every token does it, but drive-by shilling. It's like rapid fire words. You just throw a bunch of stuff out there, hope something sticks.
Yep.
But on Reddit, because it's a different animal, you can, if you find a post and you respond to somebody, I tend to look for I click on the bell to get notifications. If
Yeah.
I get a notification that they answer back, I go back in and I talk to them again. It's all about engagement.
Yep.
And even responding with oh, great, glad you jumped in, or glad you whatever, it makes a difference. It's one more chance to engage with somebody. And who knows,
Yep.
they may end up in the Telegram. You may or may not know who they are when they get there, but
I think that's so much better than drive-by shilling. And I agree, right? There's so many tokens that do it. But I think the thing is, right, we're not these other tokens.
right.
So we don't really want to. I'm not going to say any tokens in particular, but we don't want to kind of debase ourselves. We don't want to be seen as just another like scammy token. And I think that having sort of how can I put this? A pragmatic marketing scheme, right? Like the one that we have where we're doing ads, we're doing things like that.
Yeah.
We're not forcing ourselves down people's throats, right? We're saying, hey, we're here. If you want, come check us out.
With encouragement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, like you're not shoving yourself in there. You're not forcing them to look something up. You're not just like shouting 100x, moon, rocket, all that kind of stuff. You don't have to do that. You just say, hey, we're here. We got a pretty cool idea. Come check us out.
Yeah. Yeah. It just shows our confidence in our project too.
Exactly.
It doesn't have that panic note to it. So
I mean, please.
drive-by showing fun if you have, if you only have a minute, throw something out there by all means. But
Yeah.
I was just before I came on, I was just hearing from somebody about yet another token down the drain. And it just makes me so glad that I'm in this project, because I think a bunch of us say we can sleep at night and not worry. So,
like I said, I don't know if you were in here earlier, but I think that the main export of Archangel is going to be trust more than anything else.
I heard you say that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's the most valuable thing that we have to offer. And that says a lot because what we're offering is valuable.
Yeah, I agree. Where did Caddy go?
KB,
I think he went to bed. He told us his computer was broken or something, but I'm pretty sure he just went to bed. He's not coming back.
He was tired.
He was so sleepy. Oh, very interesting. In the official Archangel token Telegram, Elon Musk says, I'm listening to We Dem Boys remix by Diddy featuring Meek Mill and French Montana. Thank you, Elon Musk, for letting us know.
Oh, wow. Maybe I should send him off somewhere.
No, I mean, I kind of want to know what his deal is, so don't do anything crazy just yet.
Let him sit. We'll put it on the Archangel playlist.
Perfect. Make Elon feel right at home. Aslan and Crypto.
Wow!
Starting to look like a Brady Bunch scene, man.
I know.
Oh yeah.
Yo, hopefully issues are fixed. I hope.
All right.
Man, you should
I'm not the only one with tech issues
You're
today.
like, can you help? I can't do anything.
Oh my god.
Man, oh my God, Antonio and I almost said Archangel, have been absolutely carrying this video.
I
Okay?
know.
Absolutely
Wow.
carrying it. Okay.
I was listening. By the way,
From now on, all of your channels say featuring Ophi at the end of them. Okay. Every
Ophi,
time.
Brad.
Yeah, I mean, we can just add a tagline below. We can have a banner running for it.
Perfect.
Give
Mr.
me a
Aslan
minute.
gets it.
We can fix
Gets
that.
it.
By
Oh,
the
I
way,
just found comments. Okay.
by the way, welcome.
Hi.
Welcome back, Eddie.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm telling you, technology is not on my side today. I picked a bad day to try to mine.
Hey, it's always not on our side, It only works until it needs to, and then it won't.
Yep. You know it.
Nice. So what did I miss in the last 1.5 hour, I guess?
Do you realize how complicated a question that is, Mr. Aslan?
Yeah, actually, I expect too. I think we can speak about it for the next 1 hour, in fact.
That's probably
We have
true.
time.
Where did that go? Uh-oh. I just typed up something for us.
Gary
Where
said it's
did
not
it go?
nicotine, it's just water vapor. No, it's nicotine. For sure.
There's your dedication there, guys.
What does WeClone mean? Huh?
What?
Oh,
What is WeClone?
Jesus. Okay. You got me. So I also sent out one more invitation. Hopefully they will surprise us here in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Is it
And-
Caesar?
No, but I won't say who.
He's done raking, so I figured he had some time.
Yeah.
It's Obama. I know it. I know
Oh,
it.
jeez.
I know it.
Not
I know it is.
I hope it
Okay,
would be
no,
Ed.
everybody just forget that I even said that. I'm not trying to bring any kind of politics into the chat.
Thank you.
Stricken from the record. Never happened. Okay, I said Pauly Shore. Everything. I did not say the other thing. I said Pauly Shore.
I love Pauly Shore. There. All fixed. Okay, almost all fixed.
I mean, did we see all the cakes in the background? Or did we miss it?
I used to have dummy wedding cakes. I had a couple of them so I could show clients, but everything's put away now because wedding season's over. So just
Mhm.
the blank thing wherever it is. Yeah, behind me.
Do you ever use
Okay.
them for pranks to like disappoint people?
Do I?
Do you ever use them for pranks to like disappoint
Oh,
people?
so,
just
like,
like just like bring a
moment?
cake with you.
That would
Bring
be
a
neat.
cake with you and be like, oh my god, I just wanted to do
Oh my god,
something
it's
nice.
styrofoam. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Oh, I misplaced the. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Silly
that would be me. That would be me. I'm like that fat kid with cake. I would go up there and try to hit it. Like, no,
I probably get sued.
no. Man. So, he is here. This is the first time we are going to have 6 people on the Archa Cafe, guys.
Mhm.
Wow.
See how it goes.
There he is.
Welcome.
Yeah.
I say, I see it.
Look
I
at
see
that.
it.
Wow. Nice.
Mine's on order. It ain't made it yet.
I need to order mine.
Who's got the stream going?
Mine's on order.
There
Someone got it.
it is.
All right.
Good evening.
Okay, first question. Is it the real Joe or the AI Joe? Because we have this
AI
better on now.
There's no way to
Like I
tell
said,
AI is too advanced. There's no way to
Wow. Oh, yeah. I mean, you can change costumes, right?
all 3 of ours.
That's cool.
So-
the only people that actually exist is
There we go.
is just Caddy. The rest of us are just AI. And Caddy's even then he's questionable if he's actually real or not.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
there you go.
don't know.
Christy's got it.
J03 is uploaded. Comments dialogue.
Series J Unit 03.
Upload complete. Let's roll.
There we go. So yeah, guys.
Cool.
Caesar says, "Oh, really, Joe? My blue shirt's better than Aslan's." I just caught that.
But it's the right color blue, so we'll give him credit for that.
That is actually something I was curious about. When I seen it online, I was very wary. Is it going to be that color? But it does look really thick and
Yeah.
comfy.
Yep.
I'll find out here. How long did it take you to get yours?
T-shirts were a week. The hoodie was like 8 days. The coffee mug was 10. The tumbler was 12. And I think that's all I ordered. I don't remember.
Nice. So I'll have mine hopefully before our first big snow here.
Yeah, there you go.
Listen, the second you guys put a hat on there, it's done.
Oh yeah.
It's done.
Get a
You give me a black hat with that Archangel logo on the front. Done.
Believe it or not, I am that hat guy. I have one with me almost everywhere I go. So yes,
I have to hide this. It's the only way to keep lying to myself. I can't. I have to find a way to cover that up.
I'm right there with you. Me and my shiny dome. But
I see you laughing up there, Antonio. You give it time. You give it time. The hair reaper comes for us all.
I would like
Okay.
that.
Let's see what questions came in that little 15 or 20 minutes. Anything big? Anything good? I heard the chat about chilling. That was good.
yeah, that was a nice topic to touch on. I know as far as the updates, we've only made it through the 24th.
Oh, it was a crazy week.
There's so much.
Yeah, it was a crazy week. Yeah, a lot of things are happening. Like we've been talking about. There's so many balls in motion right now. It's like they all hit the net at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's going to continue. There are other balls in motion that we're just going to have to. I mean, there's only so many things you can do at the same time and do them correctly. So we're getting to the point where we have to prioritize. Right now, like the dev team, big priority for them is migration, contract,
Yes.
security. It's huge for them. They've pretty much stopped all work elsewhere. Ed is spending a little bit of time on a staking pool. He got that with another dev team. He got that in a pretty good state, enough to where they could start testing it. But AI Ed and their colleagues, in addition to a developer that Certic recommended, They are all looking at our contract, and when they're ready to migrate it, they'll tell us. I would imagine it will be soon. I know we keep saying that, but basically, when they feel good about what they're doing, is when they're going to pull the trigger. So
Yes.
there's just no need to rush that or put a date on it or a time, because that's when you cut corners. It's when you make mistakes. There's already enough challenges in migrations to where you don't want to put any undue pressure on things that don't need it. So
Yeah.
and also one of the things that they're really researching, and they continue to research, because it's a I don't think people understand how much of a moving target technology in crypto is. It's moving faster than our announcement page.
Yeah.
And it's really hard for people who aren't used to technology and IT and blockchain and bridges and swaps. It's really hard, and I'm not an expert in those areas by any means. It's really hard to keep up in those areas. Just when you think you find the perfect solution, a developer says, "Hey, look what I just found," and you're like,
Mhm.
"Holy crap, where'd that come from?" How long's that been out? Oh, it's been out a month. Jeez. Okay, let's look at that. you know, so it's frustrating to a point, but it's also exciting, because once again, like we've been saying for the last few weeks, we're doing this on our time. We're doing it when it's good for us, and not when a lot of other projects are going to be forced to do this in very short order because they have a burning platform. And we're doing it on our time, at our pace, based on our research, and that is a luxury that many projects do not have, and they will not have if they continue to delay.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's just moving so quick. It's innovative, new technology or new corners or new rocks overturned in this realm every day. And it's going to be like that for generations to come.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, it's not stopping anytime.
Definitely.
And like we've been saying, the projects that don't recognize this early and start to dedicate the time and the resources and the money to do this, they're going to get caught with their pants down, and it is going to hurt them badly. It's going to hurt.
Mhm. Very.
When you get to the point of failure and things just stop, those projects, those tokens, those coins that hit that tipping point, it's too late. You've gone beyond the threshold.
Yes. That's the whole thing with, Arca staying very proactive and engaged and trying to stay, innovative. That's what's going to make
Mhm.
Arca last
Yep.
and outperform in many, many, many aspects.
Yeah, there was a good question. I think MJ had it earlier in the chat over here about are the new tokens going to be ERC? And to be honest, we don't know yet, because in all reality, it doesn't matter what chain these new tokens go on. We're really waiting to see what the contract, what the upgradable contract can handle, and if a bridge is possible into other chains. Because if that's the case, it opens up a whole row of doors opens up.
Mhm.
So the whole scenario changes at that point. So we're not in any hurry to make a decision on which chain they're going to be on. And in reality, it doesn't really matter. Um, they're not relying on the blockchain for the technology; they're relying on the cloud.
Yes. Sorry, guys. There we go. All right.
Kevin, I am listening, but Fleece Archangel PJs would be nice.
Oh,
There you
That
go.
is a point.
Challenge to Mr. Royce and the merch team. I think Terrence is helping Royce. Arca PJ.
Well, I think because it came from the community and we're a community-driven token, I don't think there's no choice in the matter. It's just got to happen.
It's
Mhm.
gonna happen now.
It's
Oh, yeah.
mandatory.
I got a feeling we're going to see those pajamas. We're going to see the beanies. It's getting that time of year.
Like I said, if once those beanies hit the market, I'm buying one, no doubt,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Like,
Rocking out, shoveling my driveway out in it. Let me tell you.
yeah, I was gonna say I'm already wearing them. Might as well wear an Archangel one too.
Mhm. Let's see.
Hey, go to the. Can you pull up the 24th on your screen?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I gotta make sure.
Hold on, let me make sure it's the 24th. Yeah, we can go to the 24th.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I got to blow it back up here. It makes it really
Announcement
hard to
group.
see.
Caddy, just remember.
I know. I know. That's why I'm being patient, not rushing it right now. Let's see. All right, 24th, 26th.
Miss Bread. I thought you were going to change your name. I thought your kids were going to give you some ideas on like get that cash or break that bank or
They made a comment that my name shouldn't start with a verb. So so I'll just be Miss Bread. No, I'm not changing it.
Let's see. A screen share. All right, here we go.
So yeah, so the 24th was a massive day in our tokens history. And although it's just a few blurbs on the announcement group page, what you have to understand is this, and what we all need to kind of let sink in. And what we've been saying is that we have people watching our progress. We have people watching the token carefully. We have a very solid group of investors behind the project that believe in what we're doing. They believe in the vision. They believe in the values and what we want to build. They're also patient, which is what you rarely get in private investors. Normally you don't get that level of patience. But on the 24th, those two comments there are very important to Archangel, because we set a budget for a pretty big epic, a very big epic with a lot of moving parts. And this was not a couple $100 budget. This is high six figures that we had to raise. And we raised that budget in less than 7 days. And in addition to getting the investors to say, hey, I'm interested in funding this development, 83% of Michael was funded, meaning received the money. And 100% of Component 2 received the money. And that's unheard of in the world of like investments and seed money for development. Yeah. Usually when someone says, yeah, I'm good for that, well, I'm interested in helping. Usually it's a few weeks, a few months. These investors, these community members, because every single one of them own Archangel, every single one of them, they believe in what we're doing. They recognize the need to do it fast, and they also recognize the requirement to have funding to do it faster.
Yep.
And they didn't. I'm telling you, it was within hours between non-disclosure agreement, contract agreement, funds, receipt, done. It was that fast. And these when we talk about how strong our community support is and the investors that we have behind the project, it is the strongest that I've ever seen in a new project.
Yeah, it's a pretty good example.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And what that allows, just so we understand why it's so important, we went out and hired 3 separate development teams that all started work within the same week. So we're no longer building Archangel only with community members and only with volunteers. Because we have the investors that we have and the support that they give us, we now have people whose full-time job it is to develop Archangel. Mm-hmm. And that's incredible. And we're gonna learn some lessons with this. I'm sure there's going to be challenges along the way as we learn how to employ private, commercial dev teams. But it's just the beginning, and we're gonna focus on continuous improvement with the teams and keep pushing and pushing and pushing.
Yeah.
And guess
what?
Just
for the sake of clarity, you said that there was a team getting paid to develop Archangel. Did you mean Michael?
Michael, yes.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify that.
But Michael is Archangel. It's an epic.
Right. I just wanted to make the distinction just in case, because
there's gonna be somebody that pulls hairs.
Mm-hmm. So the 24th is another day. The 19th of September was a big day for us. It's the day that we launched. It's the day we put our foot down and said, let's do it. And we showed it. 24th of November is a big day. That that proves that within 2 months, we built a plan. We built a solid plan for concurrent development on other projects for the ecosystem, and we got the support of some incredible investors to help us build it. And that's, to say from 19 September to 24 November, you can accomplish that in a project is incredible.
That's insane.
Yeah. That's crazy. It's 10 weeks old, 9 weeks old at that point, essentially 10 weeks old, and creating jobs. It's crazy.
Crispy said, where did these investors come from? Are they a company or individual private investors? These are investors who are already invested in Archangel. They saw us talking about wanting to go to track 2. I think on one of our very first Archa Cafes, I think it was Mr. Aslan and you, Caddy, that were talking with Quester about, what is track 2? What does it mean? What does it give us? And, the people that saw that said, you know what, if this team thinks they can execute a faster track, let's try them out. Let's give them that opportunity and see if they can do it.
Nice.
It's almost as if transparency benefits everyone.
It does.
It's almost as if it does. That's crazy.
Right.
Yeah. But an incredible core team of investors in the project. Every one of us are investors. We all have our own personal money tied into it. These ladies and gentlemen said, you know what, we've got a little bit extra. We've been fortunate in some of our crypto moves and our experience. We want to support the project. Let's see what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, thank you to them.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Because I guarantee at least some of them are in here watching this. So let credit be where credit is due.
Yep.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So now they get to say, put your money where your mouth is. And we went from, let's build it to we're building it.
That's another thing, Joe. I don't know if you were in here earlier, but I told everybody, I think the thing that our chief export is trust.
Yes.
I think that is definitely the biggest thing. And if you've got people that are, okay, again, think about this logically, right? 2 months, right? Roughly 2 months, 2.5 months, maybe, for being generous. And the transparency and the communication has made investors in the token feel comfortable enough to put that kind of money up to support the token's growth. That's insane. Just logically looking at that objectively, that's insane.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So again, really good example that what we have is we have monopoly on trust in cryptocurrency.
And that's a great thing to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Hey,
very
Caddy,
scarce in the crypto world.
You
What
can
I'm saying.
pull up that ecosystem picture I posted today as well. That the updated roadmap or the updated ecosystem roadmap.
Okay, yeah, give me 1 second here.
We can walk through that real quick. Make sure there's no questions on that. That is a change. That's an update. Special thanks while you're pulling that out. Special thanks going out to the marketing and the advertising team with Caesar and Brett and 68 and so many, Steven, so many others that are helping with that team. There has been a measurable difference in marketing and advertising in the last 3 weeks. The amount of posts going out, the content, the quality of the content, the images from Storm and from internal to the team. I can see a massive difference. I don't know what you guys did over the last 3 weeks. If you put each other in a closet and just had a throwdown, but whatever steps you took as a small team is extremely evident. And I know Caesar's been posting some of the results, and some of the strategy is not for public dissemination for obvious reasons, but Caesar's been posting some of the results, and Brett, you have too.
Yes.
But I wanted to thank you and your team for those that are on the live stream now or those that may see it in a bit. As we accelerate, that is going to be a massive undertaking, and it is so critical because there's going to be so many questions come in. There's going to be a lot more people as the visibility increases. You're talking about, promoting on Dex Tools, CoinGecko, and possibly CMC at the same time. So
I'd probably give us, what, three or four people, right?
yeah,
You should be able to handle 3 or 4
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
So
The tricky part about marketing, whenever someone comes and asks this question in the group, is they themselves do not know what marketing is, how marketing actually happens. It's all that they know about is, okay, we have some big banner post ads in certain websites. When we go to that website, we can see those banner ads and we can get holders. I mean, that's not the way that things work. Marketing has different ways and structures assigned to it. Even an article in a well-designed website or a newsletter would bring in more investors to a particular project than running an ad campaign for almost 2 to 3 months on a website like DexTools or KuCoin. I mean, I have seen that happen. And being in one of the leading market research firms, I'm pretty much experienced on how certain advertising things work, right? So visibility is not on the websites which people generally visit. Visibility also matters in terms of how you portray your particular project. So
here's
these
a question
press
I want to
releases,
ask them every time. I want to ask them this question every single time.
I
How
mean,
many hang on. How many banners have you bought?
exactly.
How many
And
banners have you bought?
a lot of people do think that, okay, there are a lot of shill groups and you have these AMAs that happen, which is kind of like, a pre-texted format, right? There are some 10 questions they ask, and then there are 5 questions from the community. That's like, it's the same format in each and every group. I mean, that works out for certain coins and, tokens. I wouldn't say coins. And certain projects which are ideally meme and probably pretty much new and trying to establish something, because you need some new people start to trade and there is some volume that needs to pick up and stuff. But when you have this project which is on a technical aspect, you have this true utility that's coming out, we know what is going and we know the path on where Archangel is leading us to. It speaks for itself, and those AMAs do not really matter, because 90% of those groups where AMAs such happen, those are people who just want to throw in money. They do not want to understand what the project is.
Yep.
And that's my personal experience. I don't know what others have to say on that, but that's my personal experience. They just want to throw some money. Okay, there's a new project which has some 10 zeros into it. Let's throw $50 into it, or let's throw $100 into it. Let's see what happens. So those are the kind of people you see in those groups. They're not the real investors. They are only looking for a 2x, a 3x, a 5x, a 10x. Those are the kind of people you look into. And do you really think that spending your marketing budget on those groups would really aid to the long-term growth? A short-term price pump, yes, I would agree to most of you who are speaking about it. But on a longer term, we need those holders to stick on. When you see those numbers,
there's a lot of these projects
5,000.
that are carried by these short-term investors, right? They're carried by them, and that's what gives them its value. I think we're setting ourselves up to be the opposite, right? Where they're kind of like the pepper that comes in and kind of just keeps things interesting. But overall, you're going to see people that want to hold these tokens because of the fact that the idea is innovative, and it stands to reason that it's going to be profitable the more projects get involved in the ecosystem. So go ahead.
Have a longer standing and a lot more stable foundation and just token in general and project.
That's how I envision it, right?
Yeah.
That's how I see it. I see it as being quite a bit more stable and somewhat predictable, with a little bit of the short-term guys coming in and just sort of creating a playground for themselves on what is a stable token.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, Joe, you wanted me to pull up the was it the distribution of value part piece?
Yeah.
Before you get started on that, I do have to hop off. It has been a pleasure. Thank you very much for having me. And I will see you all soon. Enjoy the rest of your nights, guys.
Yeah, you too, man.
Have a good night.
Come by again.
Bye.
See you, buddy.
All righty here, guys. So I'll go. There you go, Joe, sir.
Yeah, so this page in our ecosystem roadmap has been updated. You'll see this in version 3. Version 3 will come out once we get the final selection for Epic number 3, the sector that we're going to focus on, and also the logo. Once we get those 2 things nailed down, we will launch version 3, because at that point we should should have enough in version 3 to make it stable for hopefully a month or so, until version 4 may be required. The big changes that you can see, we've got, you've got Michael, Project X, Project Z in green. Those are epics that are in progress. We've got 4 epics now. Hint, hint, 4 epics now in gold.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I said it last week. I said it the week before. I've posted it in the Telegram. We need to get hot on DeFi. We need to get hot on identifying a problem that Archangel can solve within the DeFi sector. I'm not sure if we need to create a separate group for that discussion, if it can be done in the Innovation Lab, but we need to get started on that now. It must start.
Mhm.
Yes.
So if the community would like something to focus on DeFi. Michael is running full steam ahead. You'll see a few more market analysis posts come out. You can hit those as they come out. And what those market analysis posts are doing is feeding the Michael dev team with information. But that dev team is 99% running with this ball. We're just feeding them information at this point. So we need to do a pivot where the community needs to do a shift onto Epic number 2, which is DeFi. We're doing the poll for Epic 3, which is the HANA release. And I got a feeling you're going to see Epic 4 before Christmas.
Wow.
Because you're right. It's crazy. But here's the thing. If we can identify something that we want to build within DeFi, and all of a sudden there is an opportunity to fast track that, just like we did with Epic 1, then guess what? We provide the information that we want. The community gets involved to a certain degree, and we move on to Epic 3. And next thing you know, we have teams working on DeFi. And it could accelerate that quickly to where Epic 1 is on autopilot being built, Epic 2 autopilot being built, Epic 3 under refinement, and now we're on Epic 4.
Holy cow. That's 2 years worth of timeline right there.
Yeah.
Under version 1, the path track ones.
Yeah. So I'm not real sure how we can go about energizing the community. I could use a lot of help with keeping or with generating that interest in DeFi, and we just need to get started on it. I don't want to miss an opportunity that we may have as a project here in the next few weeks. If there are some ideas that can be presented with DeFi, we have the ability to present them and possibly to fund them. That door will open and close very quickly, and I don't want that door to close in our face.
No.
Right.
Holy cow.
So we really, we need to do a little bit of a pivot. Michael's good to go. We're set. Everybody who's involved in the Michael group and also the market analysis group, keep going. Keep hitting those surveys. But let's get that innovation lab cranking on Epic 2.
Man, that's huge. 10 weeks and talking about 2 and going into 4 before Christmas.
It's incredible.
Before Christmas. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, and these are not small projects, right? So these epics are not small projects. They're bringing a major shift into the entire ecosystem. They're adding a lot of value to the ecosystem. That's what I personally like. I mean, people might understand it or might not, but trust me, this is really big. Each one of those epics add a lot of value to Archangel project, or the ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, look at Epic 1 that started off as a general idea. We refined it some more. We met with some engineers and some experts in technology, especially with the cloud. They validated that the idea was sound and that technology exists to build it. We got an investment team to fund it, and it's done. Epic 1 just started. We just really got started on it in early October, and it's the end of November, and there are people building it right now. So the whole definition of concurrent development is let's go. If we can build it, let's build it. Epic number 4. So we'll decide Epic 3 here in the next day and a half. We'll get that sector figured out. Epic 4 will probably come out the second week of December, is my guess. We'll probably start to vote on Epic 4 second week of December.
Jeez.
Epic 5, not real sure. Depends on how big or what we come up with for Epic number 2. It's definitely not a race in DeFi to find a solution. We're not trying to just come up with an idea just to get moving on it. We're not gonna be that fast. It needs to be deliberate, and it needs to be a problem that exists or a problem that we can solve.
Mm-hmm. Joe, I have a question from my end on the reflections part that was given out. Like this 2% reflection that we are looking at is only towards the staking pool, and I believe the other tokenomics will definitely be existing for the individual tokens in the epics. Am I right?
Correct.
All right.
So here's an example. Michael's primary token, the base token, will have 100 trillion total supply. 100 trillion.
Mm-hmm.
2% will be part of the tokenomics for Michael's core token, for its baseline token. Part of those tokenomics is 2% to the staking pool.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Project X and Project Z are the same way. They have different tokenomics. Their total supply is different. The burn on those tokens will be different because it's different utility that's required for the use of the token. But they are also contributing 2%.
Mm-hmm.
Project Alpha, not to be outdone, because their tokenomics, what they have developed at this point is a 1% distribution to our staking pool, but not to be outdone. They said, you know what, we're going to do within the first week after launch, we're going to dump 1% of our total supply into that staking pool. We're not going to tell you when, we're just going to do it.
Wow.
So,
Dun dun dun.
good luck trying to
Yeah.
find that. If you decide to leave the staking pool early, don't do that.
No. Create that anxiety, create that build, that momentum.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the other external projects that you see there in blue with the red border, there's 6 other ones identified. Those are just placeholders. There are not 6 identified right now. We did meet with one project team on Tuesday night, a project team out of Denver, Colorado, with a very interesting idea. We, myself and 2 other members, met with that team and gave them some tasks that we asked them to figure out. They've got a list of things that they need to work on, and we'll get back together with them either this week or early next week. So that was a very good meeting, very interesting project with some potential. They just need to figure out a few more things so that we can take a look, see what the project is about.
That's crazy. So yet another project that not added into the ecosystem, but another potential that has, looking to get into it.
Yep. It's an unidentified blue circle at this point. And that, that pace will pick up. Our blue circles will get bounced around. There's some good questions that came up in the chat earlier I saw about what are the kind of the prerequisites for these projects. And it's really a few basic ones, but they're ones that mean a lot to us as far as security and stability. It's the locking of the LP. It's the audit that's required within 90 days. And those are two pretty big security measures right there. And then also the contribution to the staking pool.
So and I know right now the auditing side of the table with crypto, I know a couple different ones that have been running very, very behind lately.
Big time. Yep. The waiting list is long. The prices are going up, and the auditing service, the companies that provided auditing services are, because their timelines are being extended. It's kind of like a rat race. It's a first. I don't know. I'm not gonna say it's a money grab, but the prices have gone up, and the timeline to deliver has gone down. So that doesn't make people like me very happy.
No. And the whole thing of supply and demand right now, and they're taking advantage of that wholeheartedly.
Yeah. So like every good business, we're going to get 3 quotes. We're going to make sure we get 3 quotes from 3 reputable audit service providers, and we'll take the best one that gives us the best value and gives us that that audit that we need and desire. Certic is one of them. We've got two others. I know we kicked Hacken around, the name Hacken, a little bit earlier in the chat. That's one that we're taking a look at.
Yeah, see, they're fairly reputable. I've heard about them through a couple other projects.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, more on the security and penetration testing side of the house.
Yeah,
so we're really heavy in security and that kind of security.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing is with Certic and with a lot of these big ones out there, it's name recognition. So you not only are you paying for the timeline, dealing with their timeline, you're paying for that brand to certify, because that's what has become a standard within crypto to be recognized.
Yeah, I mean, it all goes with the brand value, is what I would say. Certic did not have a name before getting so big, right? So it's only to do with the name right now. I mean, you do have, or you might have few which even I'm not aware of, in terms of having the audits done in a much faster and more efficient manner as well. I'm not so sure. I might be wrong, but yes, it does have some brand value added to it. That's where everyone wants to say, okay, Certic audit, and this is the project that's gone through it. But yeah, ultimately it's probably on the technical aspect. If you look at it, it's a kind of specific tests that is done in terms of the contract. So if anyone else can do the same kind of tests with a lower price, why not go for them? It's ultimately the same work that happens in a technical aspect. So I mean, AI testing and the software checks through AI has gained a lot of potential lately. So I believe even Certic doesn't use a lot of manual work in terms of getting the audit reports done. I believe that most of the tests are AI based as far as I've gone through their website. So I don't know if anyone else can do it for a lower price than 30K. And I mean, I would be up for it. That's a lot of money, right?
Yeah,
It's got to be independent. Like you don't the company that builds your contract for you or helps you with it is not the same company that provides you with an independent audit. There has to be a firewall.
Yes.
So the one developer that AI and team have reached out to, he has been recommended by the team, by the Certic team. He's done hundreds, not hundreds. I think it was just over 100 or just at 196. I think AI said how many contracts he's worked on. But again, there's got to be a clear cut, line between the company and the audit, the company working on it, or the individuals working on it, and the company performing the audit.
I agree 100%.
Yep.
Definitely.
Now there's good ones out there. I posted a link in Telegram earlier today that's got, I don't know, probably 30 or 40 different, very, very well known, very reputable audit providers.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. So Joe, are we looking at having our own audit team established? I mean, probably not right now, but at a longer run, especially if the community steers towards going towards security and stuff as a measure. Do we see that happening with Archa?
I threw it out there. I like the idea. Somebody mentioned it a couple weeks ago, and I wrote it down about having our own, security auditing capability. It's a big step. Security is one thing that it takes a lot of time, takes a lot of money, and the people that do it they got to be spot on. There's very, very little room for error when it comes to security. That stamp that you put on there as an audit, that means things. That carries a lot of weight.
Yeah.
But I mean, with an ecosystem with 50 or 80 or 100 projects in it, somebody's gonna do it. If it's not us, somebody's gonna come in with this and do it. Like there's no common sense. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna do it.
It's a proven need to be. It's a proven need out there. So, hint, hint.
That's true. Yeah.
Not a small feat by any stretch. I mean that's a big undertaking. That would be an epic and a half. But somebody's going to do it, and I hope if it doesn't come from within Archangel, I hope they come to us.
Yep.
True. But take it with a pinch of salt of what I'm quoting. Even though audits are done on projects, it's on the contract that it is done on. So
yes.
doesn't mean that the project cannot be a rug pull or a scam in the near future. So
Yep.
it's just that there are no malicious codes that are inbuilt wherein there are some backdoor wallets which keep pulling funds from either the burn or the marketing, and you would not get to know about it. Or probably the developer wallets have a larger chunk of inflow of whatever transaction go through. I mean, those kind of backdoor issues is what you can ideally find out when it comes to an audit. But uh, well, it doesn't solidly say that okay, it is something that is not a. There are many other flags that you need to definitely look into in the project. So a project which is not audited can definitely be a legitimate and a proper one, versus something which is already planned to become a rug pull, but yes, it does have that audit. That's a stamp just to say that okay, we are audited, doesn't mean that the project cannot be a rug pull. Just wanted to put it across.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I guess it's a little quiet today with the question side. I don't know. Did I miss all the action before I joined?
No, they just got to the point where they wanted to listen. I think somebody said earlier they were just intensely listening to us.
Wow.
Kevin is correct. That is security, digital identity is in the current Epic 3 poll.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
That's precisely the reason why I brought this question up.
Yep.
Yeah, that seemed to, if I remember right, that was the highest ranked one out of that. Because we had that oh shoot. That the gaming platform. And I
Yeah.
forget the third one off the top of my head. Hold
I'll
on.
pull it up for you right now. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah. Let me just bring that up. You have blockchain communications and you have, I believe, digital asset development.
Yeah,
These are the
blockchain
four
comms.
ones.
Yeah, blockchain communication and gaming tied
Yes.
42%.
And I can't believe I forgot that.
Yeah.
That was actually one of mine that I voted for was about the blockchain communication. Me personally, that's something that would be very evolutionary into crypto.
I mean,
If there-
that's needed.
It
It's
is.
definitely needed.
And you know,
Because
one of the issues, one of the things that it's needed, it has presented itself. Even within Archangel, there was an opportunity that where if we had that as an option, it would be beneficial. When we're talking about contract migration for the ones that don't keep up with the socials, that don't,
Yeah.
that is a way to say, hey, this came from this contract before. This is what's going on. It's just something that will mitigate some risks out there for people, for the end user.
absolutely. I mean, people are having a lot of blockchains coming out right now. Many projects are building their own blockchains due to various utilities and reasons. They do not want to rely on a separate blockchain. They want to have it on their own entire ecosystem. So having that interchangeable option between your blockchains without even having to go through that pain mechanism of using those bridges and stuff. I mean, that's the only way right now. But even bridges are dependent on certain liquidity pools that are provided by others. It may be individuals or certain companies. But if that can be something that is looked into in a different option, because I was just going through this other gaming project that was there, and it was kind of cool because they were actually replicating NFTs in certain other blockchains. Like for example, you have them, you have an NFT purchased on the Ethereum side, and you want to join in a game which uses that NFT on the Polygon side. Then they used to actually in the background just have a replication of that same NFT on the Polygon network, and that used to be airdropped to your wallet. I mean, that's how it used to do. So it's like you don't need to buy that NFT once again, because you can use the same NFT and that used to get replicated. Probably a small fee would have been paid for you to create that backend bridge of minting that NFT. That's it, and that's all you need to do. You do not need to actually go ahead and purchase it once again. I mean, those kind of thoughts actually give me a lot of crazy ideas in my mind on how blockchain is actually evolving to be in the near future, and that interchain communication definitely plays a very vital role.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Definitely. So, guys, can't believe we're over that 2-hour mark already, and we still have some other. Did we still have other updates to go over from this week?
Did we go through the one that came out yesterday?
Oh gosh,
I don't think so. We have yet. No.
Yeah, I think we covered it in the ecosystem roadmap that we just saw.
Yeah, we did. I mean, it was just the poll. It was Epic 3 poll starting.
Yeah.
And an update on the projects.
Thank you so much for all the wishes. Anam and 6XGTO442.
Great show. Love the turnout. Wish you all the best.
Yeah. And we are happy for all the love and support from your side as well.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, it's growing every week. We are seeing a lot of new viewers coming in every single week, and it's nice to have them.
Very much so.
What are we at right now for? Because I can't see it on my screen. What are we at for viewers right now? Or
we peaked up in the 40s. Right now we're at 28. 2 hours in and at 28 still.
So I was looking at the main chat. Terrence had made a comment. I don't know if you can see it, but he thought maybe a pop-up on the webpage that would direct people here. Because I think that's one of the things I've noticed is I run into people who are Facebook, not really Twitter, or vice versa, or no Telegram, or I don't want another app, something like that.
Yep.
But I mean, right now this is the live version of Robot Joe and
learn about Archa, learn about the project in its entirety.
But I mean, he has a good point. So maybe that's something we can think about is, where we can steer people here, even though we put it on all the socials. I don't know. I mean, I think that this is really helpful, especially if people go in to Facebook or they go into Twitter, they see, little blastograms or updates here and there. But I think Terrence had a good point.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and 66GTO442, I'm sorry if I offended you a bit. So it's not that you were new, but I just meant in general that a lot of new people are coming in.
Oh, the goat's not.
Get to the point where
that's an old goat right there.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna get to a point where we're gonna need to have like OG tags.
Right.
And one of the first ones.
Yep.
Ed heard the comment about from the recommendation from Terrence. Thank you, Ed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank you. I was getting ready to send him a message over in the Telegram if he didn't catch it. But no, 66 Go is a nice one. I grew up, my mom, she had a 67 GTO, 400 small block, 4 on the floor, but has had actual factory air in that car.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that thing. I remember pulling off from a stoplight or stop sign one day. My stepdad took me to work when I was like 15. I was working on a work permit. And that car literally just off the line, it did one of these numbers, just sat back and all the way across. It was like, oh. I'm a car guy, though. We all know this.
I never would have guessed.
Never.
Hey, another quick one, too. And this one, all those market analysis posts are important, and we need the community's feedback on all of those. I think 11 have been put out so far. I think we've got 8 left, so we're more than 50% through those. The last few that came out are very important because remember, these directly impact the information and the data that's being fed to the Michael Dev team. The information or the market analysis number 10 was about launches. Number, let's see.
So number 10, and then you had number 8 come out recently with influencers.
Right, influencers, and then marketing was before that. Yep. And those are 2 very important aspects of Michael that you're going to see again. And they're part of the use case and utility that's being developed within and for Michael. So if you haven't had a chance to take those surveys, they're quick. They're anonymous. You don't need a link or you don't need to sign in or anything like that. You don't need an email address. Takes usually a minute to a minute and a half to take those surveys. Please take some time and hit those up and send them in.
Joe, personally, I really loved the form for the token pre-launch or the token launch part. I mean, there are certain questions which are really, really important for especially those who are new to crypto and who want to actually get into the project very early or at the time of launch. This means a lot to them. I mean, the questions were really straightforward and there were very much informative. That's my personal honest opinion.
Yeah, that's good feedback. I appreciate it. And a lot of those questions, there's multiple meanings for some of those questions. There's timing and risk. We're trying to make some decisions based on people's timing and the risk. We're trying to see or have a better understanding of what decisions are made before people participate in a launch, and also what decisions may be made during the launch based on emotions. Like that's a big deal. Really like to figure that part out.
I know that opened my eyes earlier because, I have my own strategies when I go into something, but seeing those just laid out in a question form or in that type of analysis, it got me thinking like, okay, this is how somebody else could think. And I never thought of like them type of approaches into a situation or into a token launch or a pre-sale. So yeah, I loved it too. It really got my mind working earlier.
Good.
Absolutely. So we have a quick question. Any thoughts about making Arca a registered company in the future? I think it's in line, if I'm uh, sure on that. But yeah, I'll let Joe answer it.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a step that a growing project will have to, that's a decision that we're going to have to make sooner or later. We have to figure out the pros and cons. We have to figure out what aspects of our marketing solution or our utility are required. You don't just jump into that just to say you're a registered company if there's no need to do it, because you subject yourself to regulations that hinder and hamper your ability. But in some cases, your business model may require you to be a registered business. And if that is your business model and that it's a step you have to take to execute your model, then you don't have a choice. We're not at that step just yet.
Mm-hmm.
No, but with the potential growth in that ecosystem, I guarantee at some point along the line, there's going to come an opportunity where that's going to be a decision that's going to have to be made at some
now,
point.
along those lines, have we started to think about it? Oh yeah, we're thinking about it. We try to think about as much as we can. And that's it's good and bad. Ed has already started to set up a Archangel headquarters office in Singapore.
Yep.
So that is a step Ed has already started to take. After that is set up, not registered, just ahead, just a spot on the map that says Archangel lives here. Once that spot is determined and a pin is placed in the map, we will then do the same thing in the United States.
Right.
We'll have an Archangel, and we'll keep going from there. Is every place where there is a utility and a need for that, and there's a benefit for us to do it, then we'll do it. There's a lot of reasons to do that. A lot of them give legitimacy to to the token, even if it's not a registered business. It has a formal address. It's got a registered address. It has an office space that is utilized by team members. So there's all kind of benefits that that you can use without going all the way to being a registered business. But that is certainly one of the early steps.
And from what I have been reading on the news and what's happening here with India, in fact, over right now, people are now planning to bring regulations in place with crypto, right? So you might see a new body is entirely established only for registration of certain crypto projects or firms. It may not be that LLC is what we are seeing right now with most of crypto projects getting registered. They might have a separate body established only for registration of these crypto projects. I mean, that's the future. That's the evolution that everyone needs to take, because LLC works in a different manner, and probably with crypto projects, it's on a totally different note. So there might be certain other regulations that need to come in when it comes to having a crypto company registered. So I don't know, just thought, but that's something that time will have to answer. When it's going to happen, I'm not so sure. But if yes, definitely it will happen.
Yeah, having a registered business and the requirements to be a registered business are counterproductive to what crypto was designed to be, anonymous and decentralized. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of give and take going on. There's some really big decisions that have to be made because it kind of goes against the grain of crypto's design, its purpose.
Yeah.
So is there a possibility that some of the external projects that come in under the Arca umbrella, can they be registered businesses?
Absolutely.
And then how would that affect us if we're
not at all?
Not at all? Okay.
Nope.
Just curious.
Yeah. They've got their own project, their own team, their own budget and books, their own tax, their own tax burden and tax exposure and income. That's all. If their utility if the use case in the utility requires that token to be registered where they do their business or with the audience that they, their target audience that can use the utility, then so be it.
Gotcha.
They'll have to make that decision, and that that's coming. Because a lot of the very specific problems that we need to solve in crypto, they're very pointed, they're very specific. They do touch, fiat, they do touch currency there. So that's just something that we'll have to deal with on a case by case.
Yeah.
Right.
And we got to raise more money for attorneys.
Yeah, they're gonna want that big retainer.
Right. You need to have a separate budget for them now.
Yeah.
Open up a new wallet.
Give them some Arca out of it. Right. Give them some Arca.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can do that. I don't know if that's even possible with attorneys with these things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
It'll
know.
be interesting though.
Yeah, you never know.
I
You
don't
never
even wanna
know.
ask. That's a question
Yeah.
you just don't even want to ask them.
It might come at a premium. Let's just say that.
Or it might come back to bite you.
Yeah. And Crispy says, "I'll take a corner office on the 12th floor of the Arc office, please." That's the thing. I always relate Arca and Archangel. The entire project is that Skyrise. And right now, we are digging that foundation, laying that groundwork, the framework. And we are so early, we're going to get to see every layer of this built on top as it keeps going.
There's no doubt that city block is being built. There's a few city blocks being built, and it's like a bunch of busy ants, out there building and working and creating and getting ready. It's happening. We can see it. We see it every day.
Mm-hmm.
We try to express what we're seeing to the community. Sometimes that's more difficult than you think, but we do our best.
Yes. That's the one thing. You guys are so proactive with the updates out there. And it's daily. There's always innovation coming within the project.
Yeah, we could easily be accused of talking too much.
Yeah. I'll tell you can't go to any other project and get the communication that you see out of Arca. You just don't.
No.
I went to another token the other day. We were researching a potential partner project who's actually they're already launched. They're already out there in crypto. They're getting ready to do a migration. And there was some very low-level chatter about potentially partnering with us in a couple of areas. And I went to check out their Telegram, and they have an announcement page. And I was like, cool, they got an announcement page. They're just like us. And it was 9 months old and had like 15 posts on it. And I was like, oh, but maybe that's normal, and we're just very much abnormal.
Yeah, I was going to say that's not out of the norm for crypto to see, that few in that amount of time, because that's the average pace. That's usually what's set, and Arca doesn't know that.
They were good. They were good announcements. They were worthy updates. They were updates worthy of a date and a date stamp. But yeah,
we just like to be abnormal.
Yeah, absolutely. We are not
normal.
status quo. We're not normal. The path that we're taking is not the well-traveled path. It is rocky and bushy and hilly and dangerous.
But that's what makes it fun.
And we don't care. Like we don't care.
No.
Hey, no risk, no reward.
It's a lot more fun being a trailblazer.
Yep.
I would totally say that. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, definitely. You're talking to somebody who has a 3/4 ton 4x4 out there ready to go have fun at any point in time. I love that off the beaten path. Making a challenge.
Next time you gotta invite me though.
Oh, we can go have some fun. That's one
Awesome,
thing.
man.
Yeah.
But no,
We can get some flaming Lambos out there as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Ed loves them.
Last thing I'll say, and then I've got to punch out here and get back on the site map before I run out of hours. Epic 2 DeFi.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get hot on it. Yeah, we got it. The marketing and advertising team is doing everything. They've accelerated. Everything is ready on their end from what I've seen for migration announcements and all that prep work they've done. You guys have done a fantastic job getting ready for those announcements. Thank you very much. There's really the focus that we need in the community is Epic 2, and then a possible quick transition into Epic 3.
Mm-hmm.
Rapid fire.
Let's put our heads together and come up with some ideas. If we can all just maybe point the ideas from the main into the innovation lab and just use the innovation lab as kind of our DeFi huddle for the next week or two, that would be really good.
Definitely. So community, you guys got any ideas out there, no matter big or small, drop them by that innovation lab.
Get them in there.
And if you don't know how to get to the innovation lab, let somebody know in the main Telegram, a mod, community member, someone will get you that link to get you over there.
Yep.
Hey, before Joe goes, I think there were some people who just wanted to clear up something that was pretty important to them. When is the ugly Christmas sweater?
Oh, it's gone.
Oh yeah, well, so here's the thing. I'm not wearing that thing.
It's only Ophidel that promise.
Ophi is going to wear that. So we probably have, let's see, it's the 28th of November. We probably have another 3 weeks to come up with the ugliest possible sweater we can find.
I'm from Illinois. We're known for our ugly sweaters.
I mean, I'm almost half tempted to do, like, instead of doing the Epic 3 logo competition next, to take like a 3-day break and do a ugly Christmas sweater competition.
That's awesome.
I think we should.
Not a bad idea.
Because he's going to wear the ugliest thing we can find. Because he said he would.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Hold his feet to the fire.
Yeah, he'll do it.
Oh, he will.
Let's see. That would be the Archa Cafe on December. Either the 19th. Yeah, it would be the 19th because the next Saturday is Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So we've got 2 weeks to find him the absolute prettiest, most professional, gorgeous sweater we can find him so that he can wear that with cheer on December the 19th.
All right. Who's got shopping duty?
I'll take a look around here. Like I said, I'm from Illinois. We're known for our ugly sweaters here. It's a tradition.
I think we do. I think we try and do a contest. $50 or less. Go find the ugliest Christmas sweater you can find for $50 or less.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that for a few days, and whoever wins, we'll buy the sweater and get it over to them.
There we go.
This could be good.
I don't know what we can offer to the sweater finder. Maybe we can offer a reward for the person who finds the absolutely most hideous Christmas sweater ever. I'd contribute to that.
Oh yeah.
I
I'd
would.
say I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm in.
I would.
I think it'd be fun because there are some beautiful, beautiful sweaters out there.
Stunning.
Stunning. Glow in the dark.
Yeah.
Stunning. I would have to guess. We would have to guess his size since he's not on and he left us early. We can talk about him. It's probably an XL. If it's not, he'll just, it'll just look even better if it doesn't fit him right.
There you go.
All right. That's the plan then.
Yes.
Yep. So we have a little bit of a break, I guess, in between the Epic 3 sector and the logo. So maybe we'll do that. We'll do the logo after the holiday sweater giveaway. Have to think of something
Awesome.
something funny for that.
Yes.
That'd be fun.
Oh, the joys, the fun. Happy holidays.
I know. Did somebody say earlier we should have some contests and stuff like that? Joe, I think you answered them.
Mm-hmm.
We could do more contests. Just throw some ideas out there. We can do.
Well, we got the ugly sweater contest, and
Yep.
we'll see what other people come up with.
Yep, we just did a shill contest. That was fun.
Yep.
That definitely netted some new holders too, and got a lot of visibility. We've done some logo competitions. That was fun. We're getting ready to do Epic 3 logo competition. That's going out. We also have Feature 5 logo competition coming out. So we got plenty of logo competitions. Yeah, use your imaginations and come up with some ideas for some fun things to do, some contests, some giveaways, and I'm pretty sure the community would vote to do that.
Oh, definitely. They're always about anything marketing, anything community involved. They're all for it.
We could come up with a contest for swag.
Yeah.
You know, during Christmas time, we could.
Sure.
Yeah, we can talk offline about that so we don't give away too much.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. So, did we hit everything for the week, though? I think we did for the most part.
Can't hit it all in 2.5 hours.
I know. I know.
But I think we did a pretty good job hitting the wave tops.
There will be a lucky draw for our hardware wallet coming soon. Yes. So I remember Ed saying,
yeah.
Actually, I'll let you talk about that one because I can't remember which manufacturer that we were talking about. If it was Elapal or it would have to be.
Elapal.
Yep. Speaking of that, I got to get off my butt. I have one. That is one thing. I have one waiting for a review video of how to get Arca onto the Elapal.
There you go.
Nice.
You just gave yourself your own job.
Yep, that's going to be my job for here in the next 24 hours.
Another one.
Keep them coming.
Oh, yeah. Caesar just said, don't give away our ideas and our secrets.
I won't.
Be very, very quiet. I think I'm too tired to pull that one off tonight. So let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, nothing a little caffeine can't help. Right, Joe?
Yeah,
I've been on it. This is like my third cup since we've been here.
Yep.
It's gotten to the point, the caffeine makes it normal. That's not good.
See, that's when you just increase the caffeine.
That no.
It'll be fine. Don't worry, Teddy.
My heart will not like that one too much.
Just the one time.
Yeah. Wife got nervous the other night when she came down at 3 a.m. and I was passed out in my chair. And trust me, the picture she sent me, I can understand why she was worried. Well, ladies and gents, I think we've covered pretty much everything tonight. We're at that 2.5 hour mark.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, welcome, Miss Brett, for stopping by. Joe, always.
Absolutely. Good to see everybody. Always. It's always good to see and hear everybody and see the community engagement, interaction. I love it.
Yeah, I look forward to this every week. It's one of the things, it's very unique to Archangel. One of the best, for the people like, Miss Brett was saying that not everybody uses Telegram or Facebook or Twitter. Yep. A lot of people can type in the YouTube address, come by, say hi to us for a little bit, and just another form to reach out to the world.
Yeah.
Right.
So thank you for everybody here, the community. That's what makes all this possible and fun every week.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Totally.
DeFi, Epic 2, DeFi, Epic 2.
DeFi, Epic 2.
Epic 2.
DeFi, Epic 2. DeFi.
Oh, man. Looks like maybe a little busted. It's repeating the same things now.
Yeah.
You gotta get off.
I think we do not have the banner running, but none of the things that we discussed in the Archa Cafe right now is financial advice.
Oh, where's it at? Where's it at? It's in here somewhere.
There it is.
Yes.
Informational content and in some cases, entertainment.
Oh,
yeah.
In some cases, entertainment.
Yes, we try.
All righty, y'all have a super great week and look forward to seeing you in the socials.
Definitely. Yes, I will see you guys.
See you around the neighborhood.
Yep.
Bye, guys.
Good night.